So, what would stuck in a rut be to you? Like, what is being stuck? You know, whether in your relationship, in your career, or in your passions.
Say it.
Say it.
Say it.
Say it. Say it now. For somebody who's fed a lot by passion, being stuck is basically spending most of all of my time in an environment that doesn't feed my passion. Whether it's fitness, it's creating, unique pieces, or it's helping the next person find that bargain deal. If I can't feed those things in the space that I spend most of my time in, that gets me pretty stuck.
I lost my job in 2016.
Sorry.
That was a very. Oh wait, sorry.
So
Yeah.
I was 20. I was 20 something.
Yeah. It was 2016. It was 2016, and she was 20 something.
Drop the ball. She's still a Yui. She's still a Yui.
So now, Liliashi Akwati going back to the rent's house. Bruh.
After you left.
Because I've wasted
Confidently.
my 20s. I wasted my 20s of movies and clothes and shit.
Yeah.
Shit. What do I do? And then my friends accommodated me in Northmead. Yeah, I started staying with the girls. In fact, I started staying with the guys. Do you know who kept me? That's on the drama. Lalo, James Sakala.
In Olympia.
In Olympia. So James hadn't moved. I hadn't yet moved in, and they gave me the bedroom.
Name drop.
Yeah, that's neat.
I mean, like, we know who we know, guys. Like, we know some people.
So now, I started living with them. And one time, we're living church, Mount Zion. We're living church. And then,
One unit.
and then now, I meet the girls. And I go, where are you staying? I was like, no. They're like, who are you staying with? I'm staying with that drummer. The guy was the drummer. Shah Kaish was new at church. Why are you staying with guys? No, babes, let's move you. That's how they moved me. And receiving that help from like close friends, you just heard my situation for 10 minutes. No.
Can't allow it.
Come. Wow. So it was them uplifting me in a way, and now it was hustling. In the streets.
Tamanga.
Interview.
What it do?
You look the part, you're hired. Sales job.
Thank you.
But so for me, it was when I went home. Yes, I got into a bit of depression. I felt like a failure. And how am I going to pick myself up? Yeah. But you have all these resources as a creative because you know someone who knows someone who knows someone who wants something.
Yeah.
So I started getting in touch with my contacts and everything, and I think that's how I put myself together. That's how I survived that.
And that's how she became Lusaka's #1 hustler.
Wow.
You know what I like about that story is that you never ended up back home. Because if you did, you see, home is not a place you go back to once you've grown. That's how you end up in a very depressive state. Because now it feels like you're totally incapacitated. You are now back at the rents who were looking after you when you were a child. Now it appears that, in all of your adulthood, you're a child again. So you then enter into a cycle of not being able to do anything. Like now you expect to be picked up. Like your energy is just completely gone. Some of us who come from, like for me, it's a fear that I have. I come from the Copper Belt. I grew up in Chingola. Yes. But after leaving my hometown and coming here, to survive and to grow. My worst nightmare is waking up and I have absolutely nothing and I've got to go back to Chingola. Because that's where home is. Yeah. And it is never a pretty story because you see, the people that you've left there will say, Baba Kurusaka, you are somewhere, and then, you come back. So, Mwabwela, ati tuabwela ko kwani shupan kwani to stand to it would never be a nice feeling. It's like accepting a sad reality that you have failed, and you see that's something that you must never accept. That you must fail. I guess to fail is something that should happen accidentally and then learn from it. To fail is something that happened to you accidentally, but you were strong enough to learn from it and do what is right for you, to say, I'm still grown. I can still do it. So wangala kunawa noe wakulangisha kwa ama ropes. Mwana boy kwa palanga wabu kolu chelo aba noe na ba yakuma fya mkutita chita. So na we but na ine mfide na yapo somewhere. No, but when you are home, and they're also happy that you are home at the very same time because they've been lonely. And they've missed you.
And it's just a glass of water you wanted to get.
And I feel that's where most creatives get stuck.
For me, it was very recent. I think for like COVID changed a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I think also COVID was the first time I experienced burnout as a creative. So you get burnt out, then you get stuck. Then now you're like, I'm a light. If you're cool, And for the longest time, Jesse knows this. In fact, he would advise me to say, Sangafe job as a man, as you are preparing to take certain steps of manego now quarter. Constant. If you feel but in a job, I get sick and tired of routine very quickly. I think for me, that's like the thing.
That's what
routine kills
that's what
me.
Gets you stuck.
It gets me stuck because now I feel like I'm purposeless. There's no adventure. You know what I mean? And then I start feeling like I'm doing things by robotic response.
Say it.
Say it.
Say it now.
I was listening to Jordan Peterson once, and I was talking to this guy was interviewing him. And he was like, no, you're a creative, and I can tell. But the thing is, most creatives die poor.
Most creatives.
He said statistics, and that's one thing I like about Jordan is he'll pour out the stats on it, right? He said most creatives, in most cases, die poor. And usually, they are appreciated in death. You know what I mean? After you die, it's like when they go, I need to put money on that. Tupac died poor. If we're being honest, like when he died, he didn't really, you know what I mean? Even Biggie, he hadn't made the sort of money. A lot of the people that we look up to, and even Renaissance artists, a lot of them, you know what I mean, died in poverty. And I said, those of us who go the professional route usually make our bags while we are still around. You know what I mean, right? And essentially, I've noticed that even among the different individuals that I interact with on the day-to-day, a lot of the creatives are struggling financially. A lot of those who went for the professional career choices, statistically, are doing way better, or are at least more comfortable than the creatives. Right? So that's not the creative's fault per se. You know what I mean, right? Like you can't help yourself. You're a creative. You want to do things. You want to write. You want to create. You want to see your ideas, being brought to life. But at the same time, you have to keep in mind we are a relatively young, independent nation, right? So, and I always say this: yes, we've taken on democracy, but I don't think that we were supposed to take on democracy yet. I think it's got, as far as development is concerned, that's why I'm bringing this up. The reason I'm saying that is because certain things work better in certain economies, certain developed nations. So if you look at a place like South Africa, places like America, places like the United Kingdom, you know what I mean? You see creatives thriving there, and it's nice to see. And those are the ones saying, hey, follow your dreams. And you come here, and you gotta
My dreams.
you gotta walk along J.T.'s road. I'm simply trying to piece it together. My question is, I think, and I'll just throw it out generically. What do you guys feel about that as far as things like location is concerned, as far as being a professional is concerned, you know, like pursuing some of these, you know, lawyer, doctor, engineer, whatever it is.
White collar, blue
and you know, also being a creative ultimately. Do you also feel like, hey guys, look, the stats are real and most of us creatives are gonna die broke? Or, you know what I mean? Is it like you have to be smart about it and maybe apply
your creativity into your
So
career.
can I answer that? So recent. Oh yeah.
Please, go ahead.
Don't do this to me, guys. No, but real quick. So recently I was in Lagos. And
We don't just drop
we pour bottles. Yeah. So recently I was in Nigeria, Lagos, and I attended a digital content workshop.
Say it now.
And when I say that as a country, like you're saying, we are behind. We haven't accepted that there is a creative industry. Because the panelists that were there were all creatives. From your Mr. Macaroni, that one who does like, she's like a sugar daddy. From this chick called Kiki who just does like funny stuff on Instagram, TikTok. And to the one of the I've forgotten his name. He used to be in Big Brother, and then Big Brother Nigeria, and then moved to doing digital content. Digital content is an actual industry, the same way film is an industry, the same way music is an industry. And for me, it's like, I wish we had that here, because then it wouldn't lead us into places like we've all been. We wouldn't get into the rut that we've been in. It's like, okay, we have an industry that is recognized, and even when you go to a person to be like, oh, this is what I do, they pay you your worth. So it's not like, okay, no, I'm gonna charge you 20,000 for this. And like, no, we're actually thinking maybe 8,000. It's like, no. Do you know what I do? Do you understand the process? It's an industry, exactly. It's an industry where people now have taken time to understand what it takes. It's not just green lights and then you start talking. No, it starts here. It's like, okay, this is what's trending. Do I want to jump on this trend? Okay, I'm gonna jump on this trend, but this is how I will jump on this trend. You get what I mean? So I wish we had that here, because I've seen, just like all of us here, and just like friends that we have in the industry, where it's like, I don't want to do this. Twice in my career, I've said, I was like, first of all, I was balancing being a new mom, and then I was balancing trying to be a creative. And I got fired. Let me tell you guys, I got fired. You know who my boss is. You fired me in front of the elders. Anyway, fired. I was fired because I couldn't. And I was, and I didn't say like, yo, this is where I was fired for 24 hours. Thank God. But I was back the next day. But even being back, it was like, I still can't.
You were walking on thin ice.
You know what I mean? I still couldn't. And then recently, I think maybe we're 2022, right? So recent 2021, like pandemic time. And I'm like, you know what? This is hard. The script writing is hard. The blogging is hard. The producing the radio shows is hard. I couldn't tap into the different personalities. It's like, okay, Antoinette, I know you. You're vibey, you're woke. The things that you would like on your show is A, B, C, D. Jesse, I know, and I could not do that. And I was like, what's going on? And literally, I remember telling my late mom, I was like, I think I'm resigning next month. And then she was like, Nomba Marentos. And I was like, yeah, because I'm a creative, my hobbies, my passions, they can't sustain me in this country, unfortunately. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man.
So you do admit that location does have like
Yes,
a big role to play.
it does. And I wish we could. It's not just the Ministry of Youth and whatever. Another thing they said another thing at the workshop, they're like, we can't depend on government, and that's what we need to realize for ourselves. We can't wait for Ministry of Youth to be like, this is now the digital content industry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Say it.
Say it. Say it.
Say it.
Say it now.
Jesse and Keturah, you've basically said the very same thing nicely. But what I was just trying to point out was your talent is not a talent. Your talent is a skill. Someone who's entering into the corporate world to go and push paper, that's their talent. But they're using it as a skill. A skill earns you something. Now, what you will see sometimes with very good, great artists is that you get consumed so much in being just a creative and producing stuff with no selling angle.
Yeah.
Like, you're not making those things just for fun. You need to eat. So you're going to have to turn that talent into a skill that earns you something. You're saying, oh, the Ministry of something opening up a digital something. That was very funny. That's very true.
Exactly.
Because you don't wait for sustenance. You create sustenance.
Yeah.
No one is going to come and say, no, we need to, because there's no need. And you, as a practitioner, you have not created the need. Ole pange pintu bata filemonika. In your money, you're buying a bedroom, pressure release in bedroom. You know, the neighbors around Kwako in Shaban Kwako. Ngatamun friends, you know. But it's because you are trying to enjoy it. You are very busy trying to enjoy your talents. You know, like when you do a magic trick. You know, the first person that is entertained. It's you. It's you. You know, it's a magic trick. The person that is entertained is. So you are too busy at entertaining yourself. So, wow, this is a very nice poem.
Why are you hitting me? Why are you hitting me? Do I ever show you my poem?
It's
Do I ever show you my poem? She can have a book.
But you see, I noticed just how talented we are. But the problem is just the lack of drive to push ourselves beyond the limits.
Yeah.
You know, working in a company for someone teaches you one thing: how to be serious. Yeah, how to be serious. No, honestly, how to be serious. Because if you go wrong, they'll say, no, come correct. If tabachitefi, if it was so you kind of are in a very conducive environment for yourself as a young person to learn about responsibility at a grown-up stage where you've got resources that you're going to have to expend and then manage yourself.
Yeah.
So it's a proper environment because it commissions you to be a normal young man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As opposed to the other end, which is not known. That because you've got the talent, you know, now pangana nikani inyimbo kulusaka wakamane omakitu waiza wakam. You've got a talent, you know what I mean? Abantu aba banomo fefida abengi fefida kubatuma kuma university basambira ko fimo. You know the buying gina nomba. You work with my parent. Na talent you want to
Based on also like what you just said, like having the talent and then going out.
Yeah.
Is it important for creatives to perhaps have management that has the skill
to sell their talent for them.
Exactly.
That's how now you give opportunities to others as well. Why I personally feel our industry doesn't thrive.
Yeah.
We
Because
don't
to
have
bring
an
in
industry.
someone, you think they'll take over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they are coming in to help.
assist.
I have a friend of mine who recently contacted me.
Yeah.
I told him this like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
To say he's in the entertainment industry. He said, you need management. You've been in the game forever and nothing, your numbers.
There's nothing to show
I
for
can't
it.
see.
Yeah.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
But you're a big guy. You're respected, but not that much. You know?
Yeah, kinda.
So now, I told him this 2 years ago. So he went on like a self-promotional tour to a different country, okay? And he saw how things were done. So he had to get to that point where he was like, let me see how I can improve myself with the connections. Let me just ask this guy, maybe. It finally happened. He went. I was his first call when he was leaving to come to Zambia to say, Abs, what you were telling me is true. Immediately I land, I want to sit down with you.
Yeah.
And I was telling him that, you know, it's good that you have come to that realization yourself. Had I forced you into this,
You'd have
you were not
hated
going
it.
to do it wholeheartedly. Yes, you would have hated it. You understand? Because our entertainment industry, these are people without jobs, first of all. Okay? You're a DJ, you are a musician, you are what.
Yeah, this, that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all you do.
Yeah.
Talent, your talent, of mapanga
And
no
skill,
African talent.
Yeah, your talent.
Yes.
Just your talent.
That's all they have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And immediately
Yeah.
they have
No
that
skill.
talent, they don't know how to take care of their talent.
Yeah.
One. Okay? Because
Or
they'll
the
go.
vessel that carries the talent.
Yes. Because one, they'll be in there, wapanga 5 pin for that very show.
Yep,
Urefu
wow.
Musa goes,
Same night.
Uwe Mukunwa. Tomorrow, you are now
Rentals.
who are working.
Adding on to what Abby is saying, right, is that us as creatives and what you were saying is that, and I learned this.
Tatwala financially literate.
One. Two, we need to learn how to market ourselves in a
what
way
the discipline.
that makes money for ourselves. Yes. And three, there's nothing wrong with having somebody manage your finances. So, again, when I was in Lagos, I learned. Wait, quick. I learned that a creative should have 4 types of bank accounts. So one, you have your personal account for whatever it is. One, you have your savings account. Then you have your business account. Then you have an investment account.
Now the one money will go, you know those.
No. But then you have to decide. You have to market yourself in a way where you make enough money to still have money, save money for your investment, for your savings,
And
for
that's
your
the
personal,
point,
for your
right?
business. Yes.
Now, you see, you
fitness.
said enough money. Now, it's just that we're out of time. But I wanted to piggyback on what she was saying. Because it goes back to whether the industry does appreciate what you do. Abby knows what we do, you know what I mean, as far as like creativity is concerned.
Yeah,
But look how many ways that I personally have had to split it, right?
Yeah.
Copywriting, script writing, poetry, music. You know what I mean, right?
That's
and
me.
essentially
That's
you
me.
are supposed to break it down, but it doesn't make sense when you break it down into 5 or more different.
Talk about
Yes.
7.
And it still doesn't make the sort of money that you know it can be making. Then the moment you get a gig from outside, let's say $1 paying gig, 1 gig,
Per diem.
hammers all of those. You know, that says a lot about the industry that you're already operating in.
No, there is no industry.
There's no industry.
This is what I always like to tell people. There was this time we used to even host like Twitter spaces and talk about how, no, what do you think our industry needs? I would ask people the basic question to say, what industry? Because an industry basically refers to structures in place.
And there are no laws that
Yes,
govern
there's nothing constitutionally
Yes.
apart from copyright law, right? And then also under copyright law and taxation, right? There's what we call withholding tax, which is attached to what we know as royalties. We have Zamcops. What are they doing?
Nothing.
They ain't doing none. We were with a known artist recently who even told us he had to cancel his Zamcops.
He has to cancel his Zamcops.
They're not doing
to sign up
anything.
to the US.
To sign up to a
Zamcops
distributor
Zamcops
and royalties collector from
just so he
outside.
can have someone collecting
know?
royalties.
Because even with voiceover artists in South Africa, You will tell me, you come to me, Jessica Joe, I need you to do an advert. It will just play on this one radio station. I will hear it on 6 different other radio stations. And then I will not get the royalties for those 6 different other. But in other countries, every time the advert plays, money in your account.
Number. So, after interacting with South Africans, Bama voiceover, I'm big up on about DSTV. Come on! I may not have been in Lagos, but my voice was there. So, they introduced me to what is known as usage rights. Every time I would try, because for me, how I used to price myself before I know about usage rights was, I would tabulate the very fact that I might not see this particular job again. Because again, agencies and clients here do not believe in retainers.
Exactly.
They don't like the term retainer. They don't like paperwork. We sign an MOU.
No.
They've already signed with their agency. When the agency comes to you, they leverage a relationship and give you promises to say, this is going to be consistent. But it might not be. Right? So I would factor in what I call the 3 basic needs rule. So I would say, okay, how much in a month does it cost me for my logistics? How much in a month if I'm paying rent? How much in a month for food? And that's how I would price for one, let's say, a voiceover job or a copywriting gig. I think there was even a time I called you and said, girl, this agency came through. What's the 411? I don't want to undercut myself. You know what I'm saying? So what do I do? And then now, after interacting with these people, sometime last year, and I think that's what even helped me like get out of a lot of things. They introduced me to usage rights. That one DSTV ad I did last year, when I saw the money come in, I was like, no, Mamuzambia and in a voiceover ni so much Lalanka.
That's the time you bought bottles in Chicago's.
I don't even go to Chicago's. I don't even post on socials.
30 bottles for his 30th birthday.
So that's the thing. So now what I do instead, because I know we don't have an industry that will protect us as creatives, why don't we as creatives protect each other? So everyone who comes to me and says, no, I want to be a voiceover artist, I tell them, number 1, price the 3 basic needs, and then now add the fee at a very small rate that you will call your usage fee. And then always ask your clients to say, how long are you using my voice for?
Exactly.
If they tell you 3 years, you tell them, okay, we can do this 2 ways. I can charge you for 3 years blocked off at this higher rate, or I can give you this small rate, but by the many months that are in these years. Say it. Say it.
Say it.
Say it now.
Yeah, so for me, the gospel will always be creative currency. I always feel like as creatives, we need to realize that our hunger is in unison. We are all hungry. You know what I mean? So no creative is above the other in terms of skill. If we stop seeing each other as each other's competition, we might actually create the industry that we all passionately complain is not there. And at the end of the day, we're our own protection. You know, always have a memorandum of understanding on you with your terms and conditions, and nobody's going to take advantage of you. That's just facts. Say it. Say it.
Say it.
Say it now.